everybody on YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming you back to the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Every day for 100 days, we're dueling with a different deck every single day. And today is day 2 of Troll Week. That week where we troll the heck out of people with lots of trolling strategies. And today, day 16, we're going to be taking things a little slower, a little bit more easy, kind of like the Diet Coke of troll decks. We have ourselves a fan suggestion, a fan donation, in fact, from Mr. Exile, master of dark Pokemons, and he has donated this deck, which I like to call Xy's Bounce House, is the name of this deck, because the whole idea of this deck is we're trying to bounce our opponent's cards by various means, trying to return them to the top of the deck, back to the hand, etc., etc. You might wonder why this is a troll deck at all, but it does have a very trolly little combo here, where I can annihilate my opponent's hand. It's a pretty nice thing we can do to completely screw over our opponent's combos, and all the strategies just go out the window. And for the most part, it's a bunch of monsters that bounce cards, put cards on top of the deck. We got Grand Mole here, and we're gonna go into EDO Pro. We're gonna show off this deck, show you the wombos, the combos, the what do's, the what not do's. Have ourselves a good old time. Deck list will be, of course, at the end of the video, but for now, let's go into EDO Pro, show off what this deck can do. Have ourselves a good old time, politely telling people to screw off. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day, another card game. When I go first with this deck, it's very much a go first, set them up sort of thing with various things. Okay, we have one half of our combo, but this guy can still mess with my opponent quite a bit. It's got that power. So for now, let's go ahead and set the Pengu. Set Begone Knave, one of our most powerful cards. Anytime a monster does damage, it gets bounced back to the hand. It works for both players. Let me reset all of my flippy monsters. Pretty neat. So, what is our opponent playing? That's a good question. I'm seeing 43 card deck, 5 card extra deck. Something nice and casual. Surprisingly enough, in the casual server of EDO Pro, to find a casual deck. Most people are playing the meta. Okay. Future Fusion indeed. I'm curious as to what that's going to summon out. Could be a lot of things. Could be Five-Headed Dragon. Could be Metal Dragon. Could be a lot. It could be a lot of things. I'm not going to speculate. There's too many options. I'm curious as to what it is. I'm curious. What I'm really curious though is if I can get my Sylvan spell. See, the Sylvan card combined with Rep Panel, really nasty combo. You activate, not that. You activate the Sylvan spell, and normally it says, you know, draw 3, reveal a Sylvan, or else you lose your whole hand. But if you combine that with Ref Panel, your opponent draws 3, and if they're not playing Sylvans, which most decks would not be, but if they're not playing Sylvans, then they're just out of luck. We're up again. Ooh, I don't like the sound of this. This is Cyber Dwagons. That's some Cyber Dwagons with a 5-card extra deck. Which is more than a little odd, but okay. Fusion tag. Target a monster, reveal fusion. Target monster gonna treat it as that treated fusion monsters. Okay. Interesting. Certainly interesting. I don't know what that's supposed to be. This is a non-standard cyber. I was fully expecting to get dropped an Infinity on me. And then things would get a little difficult for us, because Infinity is not easy for us to out in this deck. Not very easy at all. What did he okay, targeted Dre. So he has to show me a fusion. He hasn't shown me the... Oh, there we go. Okay. Wasn't this already Cyber Dragon, though? I'm confuddled. Let me think. So this is naturally 1800, right? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Funnily enough, let's summon Abyss Soldier. Soldier of the Abyss. And we're going to flip up Nightmare Pengu. When this guy gets flipped, I can target a card and return it back to the hand. Let's bounce back this one. So if I do that, this will be weaker. So now, I'm going to go ahead into the battle phase. And this will work perfect. So we're going to attack into my opponent with Dre. Very nice, very nice. And my George is behind me looking for my dinner again. Why you do this to me, George? Why you do this to me? I don't know, but you'll get something in a minute, I promise. But yeah, we're going to attack with the Nightmare Penguin. And we're going to activate our Bagon Knave. That way, Pengu will be returning to our hand. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start the trolley aspect of this deck. So now what I can do, I can use Abyss Soldier to discard a water and bounce the Future Vision. He'll get it back, but it's been reset now. So it's all good. So we'll end our turn right there and see where this goes. I've got my Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, so I can bounce a card to the top of the deck. Sadly, I need to discard a card, which is not ideal right at the moment, but it's what we got. He's got Veer the Deer, but anything he summons and anything he does damage with is just gonna whoop back to the hand. Back to the hand with ye, knave. All right, so Future Fusion is back again, and we know he has Veer. The big question is, what else does he have? Really don't like this Mystic Knight Jackal right now. He's kind of our boss monster. He is pretty beefy, and he does, well, he destroys monsters and put them back on top of the opponent's deck. He's not a monster I like to see when he's all I got in me hand. Okay. Veer has returned. Neat. It's smaller than I am, so I don't know what you're thinking. Oh, okay, you have a... Oh, you got a trap card, don't you? That Cyber Overload, whatever it's called, blow up my stuff. One of them is. Kind of curious why you didn't play them before, but whatever. What's our turn? Ooh, Compulse. Always like a Compulse. Always a good time when you have a Compulse. So let's go ahead and attack that Veer. See where this goes. I worry about nothing. Nope, it's a trolling time, and therefore I should troll my opponent's expectations. He expects me to worry. I will worry not at all. Ah, there it is. Cybernetic Overflow. Let's see. Banish Cyber Dragons for an equal number of cards. So he's got like... he doesn't have that much. He's got like, what? 2? Okay, he can pop up to 3 cards, because... Oh, what does this do? Tribute a Cyber Dragon. Summon a Fusion. Okay. Okay. You know what? Go ahead. You're going to summon... I guess he's going to summon Chimera Tech. What's-his-face dragon? Can attack directly. Destroy during the end phase of the next turn. Okie dokie. What was the point of all that? I mean, this gets destroyed later anyway, so I don't even know why you bothered. Alright, so my opponent summoned this that does nothing. It does a whole heck of a lot of nothing, but now the Future Fusion will at least find out what that's supposed to be about. Be funny if, you know, he summoned the monster he needed this for. But I guess, no, he didn't. Okay. Okay, my opponent, you know, he's doing something. He's playing basically what appears to be, to me, pure Cyber Dragons. That appears to be the case. Is it the case? I'm going to say yes. Yes, it is. Alright, so my opponent, what are you trying to do, Future Fusion Man? I'm going to bounce whatever you summon. I assume I know what he's going to try and summon now. But at the same time, it's like, what is he taking so long for? Unless he's trying, ooh, is he making... Is he trying to make Over Dragon? And he's using like every card in his deck. No, he has Cyber Dark Nest Dragon. Okay. A powerful monster indeed. I'm even more confused now. You're playing Cyber Darkness Dragon. You're playing Cyber Darks and Cyber Dark Dragons. Why is your extra deck so small? I am confuddled. I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's good for me, bad for him. Is how it works. I'd really just like that spell, because I can get that spell, I can just mess up my opponent's flow. Even more so, I just like another monster. Would be nice. I'm sorry, Pengu. I shouldn't have discarded you. If I'd known this was what this guy was up to, probably would have kept the Pengu in the hand. Alright, we're back after a long bit of my opponent taking his sweet time. He had this cool thing. He summoned Ling Ling, which, you know, makes a monster attack fouls, attacks twice, all that good stuff. My opponent seems to have forgotten that Cyber End cannot attack. Not really sure what he's trying to do here, Scoob. Scooby, I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know, Scooby-Doo. We're thinking, buddy. Anyway. Now it's our turn again. And we're pretty set. Again, we're pretty set with this deck. It's, when it works against a certain opponent, like, my opponent was summoning like 10 monsters a turn, this deck would not work half as well. If he's summoning like one at a time like this, perfectly available for our deck to work. And at least he's summoning things that are like big. I mean, Cyber and Dragon, yeah, he's there now. He can't attack directly, but he's just there now. Feng Leng has allowed this to happen. But more importantly, he's going to summon the Cyber Darkness Dragon. I'm gonna miss you, Matt Pat. You and your silly theories. Alright, but he's got the Cyber Darkness Dragon. I'm gonna be like, no. Go away. Your monster does nothing until it has an equip. It does a whole lot of nothing. So, we'll be good. I mean, what's he gonna do next? An attack with Cyber and Dwagon? That is indeed what he's going to do. Unfortunately for him, back to the extra deck with ye. Back to the extra deck with ye. Alright, we should be, well, I'm out of the woods. The one thing this deck does not do well is damage. Damage is not our thing. But Nightmare Penguin at least has 1,000 attack points. So I'll do it. What do you have, another one of those overload things? You're going to banish another Cyber Dragon? Heck, banish all the Cyber Dragons. What was he? One? No, he has one. Okay. Flip Gravekeeper's Guard. He won't do anything, but he'll do damage. He's got a big stick. He's got a big old stick. Now, the question is, does the Begone Knave trigger this? That I don't know. I guess not. That would have been bad, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Alright. I love seeing the suggested decks, not just suggested. I love it when the people's decks that they donate to me, they work out exactly what we want to see. Is this deck super fast? No, but it's trolly as heck. It's nice, good, clean troll and fun, and we're going to get into even trollier decks this week, so it's good to start off with, like, a slow ascent, you know? We don't want to go from, like, 0 to, like, 100 miles an hour and keep it there until, like, the end, and then we get off a troll week and there's nothing, and my opponent will surrender here. My opponents surrender, but yeah, this is exactly what this deck wants to do. We set ourselves up and we use our bounce cards on our opponent's big, high-value cards that they spend all the resources on in order to keep them off the board. You know, and then we start poking our opponents to death with our flippy monsters, bouncing them back, setting them again, bouncing them back, setting again. That's what we do with this deck. So, good on us for duel number 1. Let's go for duel number 2. Show off more of what this deck can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. And we'll see where we go. We don't get to pick. A little iffy. Not as good going a second as we are going first. Especially with a hand that's very nice like this one. 2 Phoenix Wing Wind Blasts and a Gravekeeper's Guard. Ooh, 2 of them guys. Alright, I see your set pass, sir. And I'll raise you 20. And by that, I mean I'm going to raise... What are the odds this guy's playing Jinzo? Let's make sure we're prepared for Jinzo. We want to make sure that Jinzo is not going to be catching us by surprise. Alright. So we got a set monster. Could be anything. Could be nothing. We'll find out. Foolish Burial, you'll say. Okay. Ooh, Zambos. Okay. We can handle Zambos. Zambos we can deal with. Necro Banshee. Banish this card, activate Zombie World. Yeah, I know what that does. Usually... No, actually, yeah, you want to put the Banshee in the graveyard. You want to banish it, activate Field Spell. Was this Glow Up Bloom this whole time, and you're going to link it off Link Rebo? No, it's Mizuki. That was not what I thought it was going to be at all. Okay. But it's a Mizuki. Look at him. He's scared to attack me. Coward. Alright, well, if you won't attack me, I'm going to come after you. Go, Gravekeeper's Guard. Guard the door that you're clearly standing in front of. Alright. Let me think here. What do we want to do here? I have a feeling my opponent will be able to do something. So I'm going to set the Penguin this time. And I'm going to set another one of these. And then I'm going to hit him. Hit him with 1,000. 1,000 damage. 1,000 damage. Might Book of Moon myself? We'll see where this turn goes. I have an idea. Not only is it a clever idea, it's also a trolly idea. That's what I want to do. That's the idea. We're trolling people. I haven't had any angry retorts yet, but they'll come. They will come. What are we up against? Mazook the Duke. Oh. Seriously, dude? You're just gonna keep summoning this in attack mode and ignoring me? Who you think you are? Who do you think you are? Go Pengu! Go Pengu! Bounce the monsters back to the hand. Okay, this time he has supposedly some kind of response, but he chose not to use it. Let me think about this. Let's set... He'll probably figure out what I'm up to, but, you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. We're just gonna keep attacking. I mean, if my opponent's gonna do a heck of a lot of nothing, I'm gonna do a heck of a lot of Gravekeeper's Guard, spank him in the face. I mean, this guy's got some big meaty hands. He's got some big old hands. He's gonna keep slapping people. That's how he guards. You think he uses the stick? No, people come up to him and he's like, smacks them. That's what he does. Oh look, a new monster. Send a zombie from the deck to the grave. This guy is sent to the grave. Okay. Okay, so my opponent finally summoned something that's not Mizuki. It's his brother, Gozuki. Sending Balladrock. Why not send Bloom and then get out Balladrock right away? Maybe my opponent doesn't know how that works. I don't know. I don't know, but I think we'll be fine. Because what's he gonna do now? Discard sent to the grave, banish a zombie from the grave, summon a zombie from the hand. Cool. I mean, Gozuki's a nice monster. He's Foolish Burial for zombies. And zombies love Foolish Burial. Like their second child. So it's understandable that this is a good zombie card. But the question is, what is he going to do with it? What are these set cards? This is the thing I'm more curious about. He clearly had something. What is the something? What does it do? Does he have, like, Solemn Johnson or something? He just didn't want to play it? Hard to say. I don't know. I think he's trying to... I honestly think he might have misplayed and he didn't realize how Balladrock worked. I mean, that's kind of inexcusable. I'm just saying, you're playing a zombie deck. Balladrock is not a new card by any standard. So, why you don't understand how it works, I am confuddled. Confuddled and confused, sir. So, you gonna attack me or not? Maybe he's just scared. He's probably just scared. He knows that I've got all these Gravekeepers. He doesn't know what my back row is. He has no clue of that. But we got some pretty good stuff to screw with Balladrock. Balladrock's normally a pretty annoying dude. But because I can just bounce it back to his hand, bounce it back to his deck, etc., it's less of a problem. Much less of a problem. Alrighty, well, time went up. I thought it was going to be a connection issue, but no, my opponent, I don't know, I didn't get no cursed out or nothing, but I think my opponent rage quit because he didn't understand Balladrock. I don't know how you don't know Balladrock with the zombie deck, but now I'm just kind of curious. I kind of want to look at what my opponent actually had face down. So I'll check that real quick. This still counts as a win. This is Troll Week. Any win is a win. And honestly, I could have dealt with Balladrock with all the assortment of goodies that I have. So I'm pretty sure I still had that. I'm just curious. All right. I'm very confused now. He had Super Poly and Swallow Slash. He also had... Okay, he's playing Red Eyes Dragoon in Zombies. I feel nothing for having seen this guy just rage or whatever the heck he was doing. But yeah, he's got a pretty basic zombie sort of thing. He plays one whole copy of Red Eyes Fusion, which is very effective. So yeah, I don't know what he gave up. It's very strange. Exteriors. What the heck are you playing, boy? I don't know, but yeah, basically, I was able to out like 99% of what this dude did, so it still counts as a win. I'm just saying, it's very confusing that he gave up, just because Balladrock didn't summon itself out. I don't understand, but regardless, let's go for Duel 3. Alright, everybody, the third opponent to fight in third. And let's go into it. There's a little bit left this deck can show off. I'd like to show it off. I haven't yet gotten to show off that cool combo with the Sylvan card in this half of it. Luckily, I do have a duel from when I was testing this deck out. If I don't do that combo this duel, well then I'll show it off then. That's just how it is sometimes. For now though, let's start trolling this dude. Let's just be like, I'll set 3 cards pass. We have our boss monster, Mataion the Time Lord. I mean, he bounces stuff. It makes perfect sense that Mataion is it. It's all about the bounce, baby. It's all about the bouncy house. What are we up against? Windwitch is the perfect opponent for our deck, considering that they're all about like, oh, I will summon forth Giant Dragon that negates all of the monster effects, and it can't be destroyed because I equipped the ice spell. No, that won't work here. Not against us. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want to see ourselves going up against, this sort of deck. Where my opponent will put in all this effort into making some giant F-off thing, and he's, okay, Mr. So he's being very try-hardy about this. What does this do? Destroy spell traps. I mean, I guess I have to allow it to go through because it doesn't really matter. Ha! He hit the wrong one. I'm gonna be very sad if I draw my Sylvan spell now, because that's the thing about the Sylvan spell. You gotta play it while you have ref panel. Your opponent draws 3, and if they aren't playing Sylvans, they out of luck. They gotta put everything back in their hand. Always play. I just played this the other day. He's playing the Gustos with the Windwitches. It's literally what this is. So Ditch Vidir, summon the Descendant, whatever her name is, Pilica. And then Pilica summons back Vidir. Cool. Cool indeed. Do your thing. Why not? Alright, you have your chicken. You have one. You have a chicken. What kind of bird is Vether? I have no idea. I guess it's like a hawk. Possibly a falcon. I don't know. I ain't no birdologist. That's not my thing. I ain't no birdologist. That's the truth. Alright, so all said and done, what is my opponent accomplishing here? He's going to summon Big Dragon. 3, 5. I could let it all go through, funnily enough. Although I do need to do something about the Crystal Wing Sigil Dragon. That is the crazy thing about it. I compulse this. Get out of here. Out of my house. I'll let the rest go through because I really don't have much hand at the moment. Plus, I'm going to be able to bounce everything anyway with Mataion, so it doesn't really matter. That's the thing about the Gustos. That's the thing about the Gustos. You need to have a monster on the opponent board, or else they don't do nothing. Certainly Italian. Don't ask why. But anyway, let's go for Mataion the Time Lord. You don't like to take damage? Well, guess what? I don't like to take damage either. You are going to get Vidir back, though. That's the one problem, but my monster has 0 attack. That's kind of counter to everything that Gustos stand for. Kind of their, what do you want to call it? Kind of their Achilles heel is that without monsters on opponent's board, then his monsters don't do anything. It's kind of a problem. Alright. I'm gonna set this one and end my turn and see where this goes. Like I said, this is the whole idea of the deck. We just got the Gravekeeper, we bouncing things, we're bouncing things, we're bouncing them some more. And then the Kaiju. Is this guy playing my deck? This feels like my deck. A little bit. Maybe that's just being, I don't know, I'm just patting myself on the back because I made this deck the other day. Exact same thing with the Kaijus and the Gustos and the Windwitch engine to give yourself a dragon. It feels a lot like what we were playing. Maybe, I don't know, I feel like that's true. Oh, and he's got Vidir. Where is it? Or Vether. Vidir, Vether, whatever your bloody name is. Because a Gusto went to the grave. Should he not be able to use it? Or maybe not. I have seen more damage from Gustos. Okay. I'll take all the damage. You're just a discount Lionheart is what you are. Just a discount Lionheart. Alright. Alright, I'll see your Digusto's freeze, and I'll raise you a whale. A whale of a good time. Alright, we'll bounce this freeze. What are the odds he has Battle Fader? Pretty low. Alright, we should, well, I want to say we're good. We're not really good. It really depends on what he can do. I do have my legendary Jiu-Jitsu master, who's going to be on the thumbnail despite having done nothing all day. But we'll see where this goes. So Pilica will bring back Vidir. That negates your effects, so yeah, that's fine. What are all these cards in your hand? All the cards in your hand, and all you can do is summon Pilica, the descendant of the Gustos. I don't know, man. You know, if you want to make Gustos work, you gotta summon a few more monsters there, buddy. You gotta summon the little low-level tuners so that you can start ramming them into me like an Angry Bird player. That's what you gotta do. Okay, now Vether's gonna do a thing. Yeah, his monster left board. He can summon Vidir. And then if he summons a Vidir, he can, what was it, ditch a Gusto, and then he can summon a Gusto from his hand. What did he get to his hand? Another Pilica. That's a once per turn, so he can't do that again. I'm expecting him to summon, like, something small, though. Like that guy. Gustaguldo. Okay. Couple of tuners and a not a tuner. You're gonna, like, I don't know, make Red Dragon Archfiend with this? I don't think you can, but it'd be funny as hell to try. But regardless, I'm gonna allow that to go through to make my opponent think that he's won. He hasn't won at all. Because while he is going to be able to ram into me, I'm gonna ram back harder by bouncing this freeze. That might interrupt the battle. I don't know. Well, either way, I have to do this. Kinda have to. Gotta bounce this freeze. Because if I bounce this freeze, then he'll just ram into me. He can summon into the Gusto, but he's gonna take all that damage. That sweet, delicious damage. Yeah, unless he can't. Let's see. Level 2 or lower Gusto from the deck, so he should have Griffin. I would assume he has Griffin. Why would he not have a Griffin in there? There we go. Alright, so we're not quite done yet, but we're very close. The next turn or two will decide the duel. I still have the Gandharva. He has a Giggle. But that's about it. So he either has to... he had Teleport. Alright. Props to opponent for holding on to a tele. That makes things difficult, unless I can try... Well, there is one thing that can save me here still. There is. And his name rhymes with Eyes of the Orm Monarch. That would be very helpful right now. Not quite what I was hoping for. Alright, well, that's possibly game right there. Because now he can just ram Eggle, and then when Eggle gets destroyed, he can summon another monster. Unfortunate that. So, yeah. For what, we're gonna, you know, I don't like to lose Troll Week, but Troll Week, you know, sometimes you troll people and sometimes you don't. But this deck is done phenomenally well for what it is, you know? Probably could have tweaked it a little bit with the side deck there, but all in all, I would say worked out pretty good. Probably should go for triple compulse, though, but other than that, it's all good. So we take a loss here. We lose to the freeze, which is a bit ironic considering I just played this, like I've been saying. So we take our loss. Let's go for the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. So Dark Bounce House went 2 out of 3. Perfectly reasonable. This is an assortment of older cards, and it still works pretty good. Admittedly, I could have changed up a little bit. I did have some room, but I wanted to try and play this deck exactly as I was given to me, just to see how it would do. And it did phenomenally well. I mean, we were able to bounce things from my opponents. We waited for that opportune moment to hit out of their high-value cards, put it back in the deck, disrupt their flow, all the good stuff. And I do have that replay, which I'll be putting at the end of this video. Do check that out as soon as I say go check it out. Because then you'll get to see this cool combo between the Sylvan Charity and the Mystical Rep panel, which is really a trolly thing to do. And it's just a cool thing to do. I wish I would have been recording at the time, because then I could have shown it off live. But it is what it is. For now, hope everybody enjoyed. Here is the deck list for today, and then I'll be showing off that replay. So, main deck today, we have Metaion, the Time Lord, 2 copies of Mystical Knight of the Jackal, 2 Rise of the Storm Monarchs, 2 Abyss Soldiers, 3 Gravekeeper's God, 3 Nightmare Pengu, 3 Legendary Jiu-Jitsu Master, 1 Neospatian Grandamore, 3 copies of the Penguin Soldier. We have 2 Back to Square One, 2 Sylvan Charity. We have the Book of the Moon. We have 2 Book of Eclipse, 2 Supply Squad, 2 Conscription, 2 Mystic Ref Panels, 3 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, 1 Compulse, which I would probably put to 3, but that's me. And we have ourselves 3 Begone Knaves. No extra deck. This is an older school sort of thing. But if you wanted to, there is things like Mystic Valley Soldier as a tuner that also bounces. The OG Wall of Illusion. We have a potential for synchros. I mean, things like Omega that already bounced themselves, works around Begone Knave, things of that nature. If you want to go for more, normal traps, I put this one in Trap Trick, and of course, it's Compulse. So, that's the deck. Let me show you off now a little replay where we show this deck off, and the one thing we didn't get to see.